Moving in?
No. You'd be surprised what a help these things are, especially the water. Did you know that the water counteracts the dehydration effects of the cabin pressurization? Here.
Yeah, it's not a spa, Victor.
Oh, believe me, I know that. I'm just trying to make it bearable. It's very important that I be in tip-top shape, especially given the critical nature of a rescue mission.
Especially when you're flying into a monster-sized storm.
Oh, please don't remind me of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain Etheridge. Our flight promises to be a bit rough due to Hurricane Carmen. There is no cause for alarm. It's going to be bumpy, so keep your seatbelts fastened and stay in your seats as much as possible.
I don't like this one little bit.
Well, maybe it'll help if you stay focused on the objective. Finding Lucy. That's all that matters.
Poor Charles. What happened?
Hey, Lucy. Hey. You got beamed on the head by the shutter over there, and you woke up for a while, and then you went out. Do you remember?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. You don't have amnesia, do you?
What happened to that ugly gingham dress? Where are my slut pumps?
Listen, come on. I think you're just a little delirious right now.
No. I'm fine. Sigmund and I were in the land of Oz, and Audrey was the good witch, and she gave me these fabulous heels, red glitter heels.
Slut pumps, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And then that wicked hussy of the West, Eve, tried to take him from me, but I wouldn't let her, and then she tried to kill me, and I melted her with apple juice.
You know, you got beamed on the head. Really good.
It's all coming back to me. I think I was in, like the land of Oz. You know, and Kevin was there. He was the Tin Man. And Victor was the Cowardly Lion. And everybody I knew practically was there, too.
Was I in it?
Yeah. You were the Scarecrow. Oh! So what you doing there, sis?
The buzzer doesn't work anymore. Only Daddy could have fixed it.
Serena, you know what? We have some good news for you.
Serena. Honey. Our Daddy and Lucy, they didn't die in that plane crash.
But just saw Daddy star next to Mommy Star.
But we think that they may be alive.
Is it true?
Well, we know for sure that Daddy and Lucy were not on that plane when it crashed. But we don't know where they are now.
I knew Daddy wouldn't leave me.
Oh.
You know how soon he'll be back?
Oh, honey, as much as we'd like to answer those questions, you know, we just don't have those answers, not right at this moment.
We don't know for sure what happened to Daddy and Lucy, but Kevin and Victor have gone down to Florida to find them.
I wish I had gone with them to look for Daddy.
Oh, You know what, sweetheart? The best thing you could do right now is be very patient and say a special prayer for Daddy and Lucy.
And Kevin and Victor.
You know, fear of flying usually begins in the late 20s or early 30s. Is that when it started for you?
Precisely. When I was a young man, I flew C-130s over the Arctic Circle. Now, that was a roller coaster ride from Hades. Heart in the throat stuff. And I never blinked. Now, just being up here makes me feel as if my head is about to explode.
Do you remember the first time you felt frightened on a plane?
Yes, I do.
When was that?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Well, it might make you feel better if you talk about it.
I don't think so.
Try.
The first time I felt gripped by terror on an airplane was the night I took you and we fled to Europe.
You mean the night we left Ryan behind?
Yes.
I remember that flight perfectly.
Oh, you were confused, scared, so was I.
Of course I was. You took me away from everything I knew that night. You know, what's always bothered me is that you acted so quickly. Victor, did you know something about what Mother was doing to Ryan before I told you?
I spent so much time away.
That's not what I asked you. Did you know something about Mother and Ryan?
Here.
Oh. Well, thanks.
Thanks. No fashion statement. No, you got another color. You're thinking about that dream, aren't you?
Yeah, I can't seem to shake it. It was very intense, and it gave me the strangest sensations.
Well, you're just wet now and everything, so get changed.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for you to turn around.
Come on. That's crazy, Lucy. You know, we've seen each other naked before. It's no big deal.
Right. It's no big deal. So turn around.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
What?
Nothing.
Right.
Right. Well, Mr. Baldwin, you do cut a very dashing figure.
I work out. That dress.
It's rustic, very, very rustic. Ooh.
Hey, Kelly, come on. I don't have to catch a cold now. Right? Just get you back from the land of the dead.
Actually, from the land of Oz.
All right. Okay. Now that you're fine, I want to get us both back to the real world.
And you will. You got me back from Oz. And I know you're going to get me home.
Let me ask you something. How did I get you back from the land of Odd?
You kissed me.
Things were very bad between your mother and me, and I was having an affair, and then I was also encountering the first difficulties in proving my theorem. I was completely distracted.
So you didn't at least notice Ryan's strange behavior and wonder about it?
Monk, I have racked my brain trying to remember the signs that I know must have been there, but Ryan was always difficult. I ascribed his behavior to his high-strung nature, and besides, when I was home, as I later realized, your mother made such a point of presenting a picture of perfect domestic bliss that there was no question I could ever detect any hint of child abuse.
Maybe you didn't want to know.
If that's true, then I am the worst kind of person imaginable.
Victor, I know this is difficult. But the more you tell me, the more I understand.
Dear God, if I had known what was happening, I wouldn't have wanted the two of you to stay in her presence for an instant. I would have given up my career, my life, to protect both of you.
But you did find out.
I wanted to kill her. All I could think of was getting the two of you away from her.
But you didn't bring Ryan along. Why not?
I wanted to, but Melanie hit him.
You could have come back later and gotten him. Why didn't you do that?
Well, I had to make sure that you were safe first. The minute we got to England, I engaged some attorneys, but I was in a terrible position. I had stolen my child. I'd taken him out of the country. There was no way that I could have gotten custody, even today, based on the word of 4-year-olds. And if I had sued, I would have lost you, too, and you would have had to go back to her. If I had come back to this country just to go to court, I would have been arrested.
And Ryan continued to suffer.
It was the most wrenching decision I have ever made. One child or none.
All my life I felt like a crash survivor. The questions still haunt me, Victor. Why me? Why was I the lucky one? Why was I chosen? Why was I spared? It's not that I'm ungrateful that you saved me. It's just that the guilt is so overwhelming.
I am so sorry for the pain that you and your brother had to endure. If I had to live my life over again, I would find a way. I swear to God, I would find a way to save both of you.
So I kissed you.
Smack dab on the lips.
Yeah, but it was the scarecrow that kissed you, right?
But you were the scarecrow.
Maybe you were the scarecrow. Gail has this theory on dreams that everybody and everything is really just you.
So you're saying I kissed myself? I don't think so. Nope, the scarecrow definitely kissed me.
Maybe you wanted him to.
No. Kevin says that dreams help you. You know, that they help you sort out a crazy, mixed-up world. They help you stay sane, and you can figure out what's real and what's not real.
The kiss wasn't real. So everything makes sense to you in your little wacky world of you, right?
Right. But that dream kiss did symbolize something.
Dream kiss, huh? Well, that's good, 'cause I still got it.
I'm not joking. I think there's something called maybe dream logic, where in your dreams something real happens, like Audrey. Audrey was the good witch, and in real life I think she's really good.
And Eve is evil, just the way you feel.
Yeah, because
Right.
she was
I'm with you.
the wicked hussy of the West, and so she got what she deserved.
she got apple juice on her head. And then she just shrinking, right? She shrunk like in the movie. Do you have these dreams all the time, Lucy?
Yeah, I do all the time. But this one was a little more intense, shall we say. Maybe because of the hurricane or because we're out here alone in the middle of nowhere. I just really felt like I was Dorothy and Sigmund was Toto, and all we wanted to do was go home.
Was there a hot air balloon?
No, there was some pink glitter highway, and we were supposed to follow it to the Emerald Hospital and find the voodoo doctor, who was Alan Quartermain. I know this is very bizarre.
I'm glad that you see that it's, you know, it's not normal to you.
But haven't you ever had a dream that was so intense that it just stuck with you? You couldn't shake it, that it stayed with you days and days and days.
Yeah, but mine usually involve blondes.
I am serious. Scott, I really think that this dream symbolized something.
Maybe. You just wanted to go home?
Yeah, but I think it's more than that.
What's your theory?
Okay. I think it was trying to tell me that you can search the whole entire world, all your life, for your heart's desire, and maybe, all the time, it's right there in front of you.
No white knuckles?
I feel okay.
You know, Victor, I know how difficult it was for you to dredge up all those memories. All it took to get you to do it was to fly into the eye of a hurricane. Thank you.
The pain certainly hasn't diminished with the passage of years. But you were right. I feel better having talked about it.
I'm glad you were willing.
Years ago, I made a terrible mistake for which we have all paid dearly.
Ladies and gentlemen, because of the intensity of the storm, we've been diverted to Augusta, Georgia.
Sounds like we've got more flying to do. More time to dwell with our regrets, I guess.
Well, I don't want any more regrets. Like you, I want to do the best with the time I have left, and for me, the best is Lucy. I want her back. I have to find her.
Monk, you have no idea how glad I am to hear you say that. I'm proud of you.
Oh, yikes.
And again, what do I know? Where's that good witch or that voodoo doctor when you need him?
Well, if they know what's good for them, they're safe and snug in their homes. Which is where I wish we were.
You didn't bring a map back from the land of Oz, did you?
No, no such luck.
I got an idea. Go back to sleep. Dream how we get out of here.
Hey, speaking of sleep, you have barely closed your eyes this whole time. I mean, through fires and snakes and alligators and explosions and handcuffs.
And you?
Yeah, and me. You saved us, you know that, don't you?
You did the same thing I did, just in reverse, in high heels. And you know you got it's bruised, too.
You must be exhausted.
Well, I'm not going to sleep until I'm home. We're home. And I'm with Serena.
Serena. That's what I forgot to tell you about, was Serena. In my dream, she was the cutest, most adorable little munchkin you ever saw. And Sigmund and I, we were kind of nervous in this land of Oz, and she greeted us in the warmest, most lovely, special way. And there's something else I forgot to mention. There was one person that I hated to leave the most. And that person was you. It's absurd, don't you think?
I'm not thinking.
This is Kevin Newman.
And Lisa McCree. Tomorrow, the latest from Washington on the presidential impeachment inquiry.
Plus, if you think depression only affects adults, think again. How to spot it in your kids tomorrow on Good Morning America.